What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the third day, day 3 of this event here at Champions Social. And I'm drained, I'll be honest. 3 days of poker. I've been exploring the city, and it's been an amazing trip. I literally can't speak to any higher about Houston and Texas. Like, I literally love this place. Love the poker, love the city. Love everything about it, and unfortunately my trip is going to be wrapping up soon. So, last day here at this club, and I can't wait to kind of get in on the action, mix things up, and see how it goes. So, we've got a full weekend of poker. The final stretch is here. So, yeah, let's try to run things up for the third day in a row. So, leave a like if you're here. Really appreciate that. Obviously, comment down below if you want a free chip. Giving one away to a random commenter every video, and yeah, let's get into the action. I'll stop talking now. Starting off in this 1-3 game, first hand we have pocket jacks in the small blind, and pretty interesting dynamics start off. The big blind accidentally opens the action to $18, but didn't know he was a big blind at first, so he had to pull his bet back, put in the $3 as his big blind, but that is good info to know because he certainly has one of the tighter ranges at the table. But the true under the gun player now opens it up to $18 still. Then the player next to act 3 bets to $60, and now actions on to me. In the small blind, out of position, knowing that there's still the big blind left to act, and facing a 3 bet, like, this is really weird, and I don't even know what to do here. I'm going to put in the 4 bet and see what happens, I guess. Put in the 4 bet to $155. The big blind now onto him. He thinks about it and ends up putting in the fold, which is interesting. The under the gun player who opened it 18 folds. The 3-better now actions onto him. He jams his whole stack for about $700 total. This is a huge jam over my 4 bets, but facing a 5-bet jam for this much for over 200 big blinds, I think it's a little too big. I think it would be a little bit closer if he had a smaller stack, but for 200 big blinds, I think we're just going to have to fold and get out of the way. The big blind said he also had pocket jacks, so that's crazy, and we were drawing dead because the +1 said he had aces, so nice to get away from this one. Alrighty, this next one we get a little step up with pocket queens in the cutoff. Folds to me, and I open things up to $15, and we get action as the button and big blind both make the call. 3 ways to a flop, which comes Jack for Rainbow. This would have been a pretty cool flop if we had jacks the first time, but anyways, the big blind checks, and onto me here. With our overpair, I decided to just check for deception, just adding some more stronger hands into our checking range sometimes, and the button throws out a bet of $15. Big blind makes the call, and with this action, no need to overplay one pair just yet. I decided to just flat as well. 3 ways to a turn, which comes the Queen of Hearts, brings in a backdoor flush draw. Wow, now we really hope someone has a jack here. Action checks to the button, who throws out a bet of $45. The big blind calls the 45, and I'm in a pretty tricky spot. Do I want to raise this right now, even though I'm pretty much nutted? Not yet. I think I can get 3 streets of value against the jack that flop trips, or if someone's on a heart draw, they could definitely get there, and we get more money too. So I just slow play and call 45. River is the 7 of diamonds, essentially just a brick on this board here. The big blind checks to me, and on this river now, I don't think I can just risk checking this and letting it check through. So just really trying to target trips and sucking out on the turn here. I throw out a bet of $175, but unfortunately, both players fold pretty quickly. Alright, our hands are getting better. First jacks, queens, now we have aces, +1 position. I open it up to $15, and we get the cutoff and small blind to call. 3 ways to a flop, which comes Queen, 10, deuce, 2 diamonds. Small blind first to act leads out for $30. This, I think, is a pretty good spot to raise, especially with the flush draw out there. So I decided to size up to $100 with our overpair, and the cutoff makes the fold. Now, small blind jams his entire stack. 3-bet jams for about $300-ish total. Obviously, with aces, we are just never folding here. We can get a lot of value from Queen X, or we can just be up against the flush draw. So when I make the call, he asks to run it once or twice. I never really care, so I'm pretty indifferent about it. He says twice once I show my hand. And first run out, the flush draw gets there. Second run out is pretty clean. He shows king deuce of diamonds, so pretty lucky that we accidentally showed our hand early. He decided to run it twice because he was behind, and look at us, we are chopping it up.
Bad, brother.
Oh, I didn't even have it in the show. So taking a quick break from editing here to make this quick little announcement. So I know that a lot of you guys are actually not able to play live poker since it's not really available yet so far. So right now I just want to give a huge shout out to the club that I've been playing on Poker Bros called Pocket Rockets. I'm actually playing right now while editing, usually playing like every single night. If I'm not playing live, I'm usually just playing while editing these videos for you guys. It's a cool thing to do. The tournaments are fun. But yeah. On Poker Bros, club ID 25045. Just it's run by a bunch of reputable people that I'm very familiar with. So I play on it a ton. Every single time I'm editing a video, it's just like a nice mindless thing to do. Clicking some buttons online and degenning it up. So the tournaments are cool. Cash games are fun. So if you want to play and you don't have any live poker options, Poker Bros here with this club is a pretty good one because, well, one, I actually trust them with my own money. So feel free to join. No referral ID needed, just need the club. Just want to give them a friendly shout out. So if you do play, best of luck. And if you bank any big tournament wins, just shoot me a screenshot and you just might get into the vlog. Hand following that, we have 3-4 of hearts in the big blind. These tiny suited connectors are pretty fun to play. +1 opens it up to $10. 2 players make the call, and for only $7 more, I'm not folding this. So going to a flop which comes queen 6-4 2 hearts. Small blind donk leads for $30, and here obviously we're just not folding. Raising is a little bit too much of an overplay with only bottom pair, so I make the call. The pre-flop raiser also makes the call for 30. Then the hijack decides to ruin the fun, the friendly play. He jams his whole stack in there for $179 total. It folds to me. And I'm getting 2-1 on a call here, and I think we're basically just 50-50 if we go heads up. With so much equity, pair plus flush draw, I can be ahead of all nut flush draws, and am basically just flipping against any queen X holding. After doing some math, obviously, getting 2-1 on a call and being 50-50 equity-wise if we're heads up, it just makes sense, and we toss in the chips to make the call here. Everyone else folds, and let's go to a runout.
It's a 28 up if you count a 14.
Yeah, pair and flush draw. That's not great. Damn. Unfortunately, no improvement on our end. He shows us queen 9, and unfortunately, top pair is going to take it down. Nice hand. Following that, ace 5 of spades in the big blind. There are 2 limps, and onto me here. In the big blind, sure, I can definitely check it back, but this is a fun hand. I decided to just raise it up to $20. Only the early position player who limped makes the call. Some background info on him. He's been playing super wide, very, very aggressive. He jammed $300 pre-flop with 6-9 offsuit. So that's just how this table's going so far. Anyways, flop comes 10-5 deuce rainbow. Middle pair, top kicker, middle top if that's ever a thing. I bet $20 with my pair of 5s, and he raises it up to $60. I've seen him overplay marginal hands, usually just top pair hands, but in this instance, I decided to make the call for $40 extra. Maybe he can be overplaying some sort of open-ended flush draw of some sorts. Anyways, let's go to a turn. Turn comes the 3 of diamonds, and I check. He now decides to rip it all in for $150. There's really no real reason or justification of me making this call here besides let's just gamble. Let's give the action player some action, and it's fun for the vlog. So we do improve to our gutter ball, I guess. Let's go to a river after making the call. There is a 4. Oh, we're looking really good now, but unfortunately he shows us 10-6 offsuit for a higher straight. Unfortunate there. We're going to lose that one. Turns out our gutter ball outs were not outs at all, and he takes this one down and we double him up. Shortly after that, king 10 offsuit in the cutoff, playing 5-handed, pretty short in this spot. I opened things up to $15 in the cutoff, and the big blind 3 bets to 45. This is the same player, like I said, who shoved 6-9 offsuit from the previous hand, the one who limp called 10-6 offsuit. So him 3-betting, I'm definitely going to give him action in position. So we call, and we're going to a flop. The flop is pretty good for us. King 10 3 2 hearts. King 10 off is not a good 3-betting hand unless you flop top 2. So when he checks to us, I'm definitely going to be betting. I bet $60 and he makes the call. Turn comes the Queen of Diamonds. Once again, he checks. This is not a great card for us considering the board is a lot more connected. His 3-betting range could be pocket queens as well, just defending on the flop here. But with 2 pair, I think I'm too strong to just check it back. So I size up to $175. He check raises us and ships it for $400 total. For the same reasons that I didn't fold with ace 5, I'm not going to be folding with 2 pair in this instance against an action player. I make the call. When I do that, he says that a king is good, so I show my hand, I show my 2 pair right then and there. The river is a blank. He mucks his cards, and we are taking this one down. No need to force him to show if 1 pair was good on this board. The next tricky spot we get involved in, ace-queen offsuit under the gun. I open up the action to $15 with a premium holding. We get some action as 3 players make the call. Flop 4 ways comes ace-jack-7 rainbow. Action checks to me, and with top pair, queen kicker, definitely going to be c-betting into the field here, so I bet $35. We get 1 player to make the call on the button. Then the big blind to my right puts in the good old check raise to 140. Initial thoughts, man, this seems super strong. On this dry of a flop as well, there's just no combo draws to be made here. This is a very solid player as well, a regular here at this place, and I feel like he just has to have 2 pair plus here in this spot. 7s or jacks for a set, ace jack or ace 7 in the big blind. Regardless, 1 pair, good kicker. It's not going to be a good spot for us to defend, considering he's raising against 2 players. So with that said, I tank for a while and click the fold button. The button folds as well, and the big blind tells us that he did have ace 7, so nice hand G. Nice playing with you this weekend. On to the next hand, we have king 10 of hearts in the big blind, now playing 7-handed as the table got filled up a little bit more here. There are 2 limpers to me, and onto the big blind here, out of position. I decided to just increase the variance here. We're playing deep stacked, why not? I raise it up to $25 out of position. The cutoff and the button makes the call. Going to a flop 3 ways. Flop is king 6 deuce 2 clubs. Top pair, not the best kicker, but still a good position regardless. I decided to lead out for $55. The cutoff, man, same player that we had ace 5 against, same player that we had the other king 10 hand against. He decides to rip his whole stack in once again for $148. And against this specific player, I'm calling all the time for only $100 more. He says he wants to run it twice, and like I said, I'm very indifferent about it, so we run it twice.
You want to run twice?
It's up to you, whatever you want.
That's cool. It's coming. Do you believe it's coming? Gotta believe. You gotta believe. That's a bomb. Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's fine, baby.
Yeah, you did.
And king 10 is good against king 5.
You think he's raw?
Big hand incoming, pocket queens on the button. An active player puts in the limp. The cutoff puts in the raise to $20. And here, perfect spot to 3-bet in position against this player. The cutoff is playing fairly deep as well. So I throw in the 3-bet to $60. The limper makes the call for $60, and so does the cutoff. Let's go to a flop, which comes king queen 3. Let's go, baby. Middle sets. We love this. Action checks to me, and definitely putting in the bet. I size up to $125, and only the limper makes the call. Didn't expect the limper to have a range to hit this king queen 3 board, but anyways, we're going to a turn which comes the 9 of clubs, brings in the backdoor flush draw. It does bring in jack 10 as well that I can be a little bit scared of, but can't be scared of a few combinations of the nut straight. He checks to us, and we're definitely sizing up here. Has about $700-ish in his stack here, so I size up to $400, hoping to commit his entire stack, and he obliges after thinking it for a little bit. He jams his whole stack in there for about 700. Easy snap call for me. The river comes the ace of clubs. I show my hand, hoping we're good, and he shows us ace king for rivered top 2. A little bit of a cooler spot here. Lucky to get stacks in, and lucky to scoop the chips our way.
Gotta get you out the black.
Yeah, I'm in for most of this, as usual.
Lost $100, that's it.
Yeah. What's that? All right, Anthony.
Thank you. All right,
You gotta take it.
Last hand of the night, pocket aces in the small blind with a button straddle, also playing 6-handed here. I'm first to act, and I open it up to $25, and we get one player to make the call in middle position. Going to a flop, which comes queen, deuce, 4, 2 spades. Not a spade in my hand, so I don't block the nut flush draw. I decide to c-bet $30, and now he raises us to 75. Thinking that this is a pretty weird spot, considering it's a very small raise, only 45 more. Also, we're out of position, so I think I'm a little bit more incentivized to 3-bet in this spot and not slow play this. No need to try to trap for any reason. Don't need to give him free cards. We can definitely charge the max for some sort of spade draw if he has it. So I size it up to $225. He has about $250 after his raise, so like I said, once again, trying to commit his stack in here on this flop. He tanks and ends up putting in the fold. He shows us queen jack, and as the last hand of the night, got to show my aces. Nice playing with UT. Thanks for coming out this weekend.
You want it? You're asking the right guy. No, I have one already. Maybe they'll have a spot. Yeah. I have a problem with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 35, 6, 7, and 8. Thank you, Rampage.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And that wraps up this session. So final numbers, we were in the game for 1,500, out of the game for 2,830. Played for 6 hours, and day 3 of this event here at Champions. It's been a great time. It's been an absolute blast. Poker-wise, we did really well, and also like everyone that came out was amazing. Loved meeting every single one of you guys, and once again, like I said, I love this freaking city. So definitely we'll be back in Texas sometime soon, hopefully, whenever Rona decides to just relax a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm absolutely exhausted. 3 straight days of a lot of grinding in poker, and it's just an absolute blast. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making this one and making this trip out here. So that wraps everything up. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.